Cool. I think we are live. Welcome to another episode of Happy with Sam going live, where we take a new topic every day and discuss. And today's topic is the power of self love. What exactly is self love? How is it helpful? What is the meaning of it? Because the moment we say self love, I think it's something that we have never heard of, probably. What is the meaning of it? What exactly does it mean? It may feel a little odd to us. So let's dive a little deep into the power of self love today. So, what exactly it means? We'll just quickly wrap up. I mean, this session generally I scheduled for 20 minutes. By the way, apologies for the delay in the start. There was some issue I was looking into because of which I couldn't start it on time. Fair enough. Now, what do you mean by self love? When I say self love, I mean, it's self explanatory. Self love is love towards myself, love for myself. And if we ask someone, do they love themselves? The standard answer I get is, yeah, I love myself. There's one thing to tell that I love myself, but it's another thing to actually love myself. So there's a difference. There's a big difference there. So, how exactly do we show self love? What do we do for self love? Let's try to understand how do we show love to other people. I think the best example we can take is the love that we show to our spouses or fiancé or partners. Partners, I mean, in terms of life partners. I think that love is kind of comparable when I say love expression. And what do we do to express our love with these people? I mean, we do things which are special, right? A little special. Like we keep expressing our love towards them by telling, I love you, I really love you, and stuff. So why do we do that? It's just reinforcement of how we feel and how we think about them. And that expression makes a difference to them because when they listen to it, it touches them, it makes them feel. Of course, it needs to be mutual. It happens only when it is there between both of them mutually. If it doesn't, if it's not there mutually, it's a different story. So when I express, it touches the other person. That is expression of love. Of course, I need to mean it, I need to live by it. But the least thing somebody does is to express that. Now, when it comes to love with other people, also we do it like love with kids, especially. We express love. We say "I love you" to the kids, and that actually has an impact in them. But the most expression is generally towards the partner, life partner, spouse, fiance, and that's the reason I took that example. Every time we express, it strengthens the bond. It makes a difference to the person receiving it. It makes a difference to the person who is giving it as well. You see the difference within. Now, today's topic of discussion is self-love. So what is the meaning of self-love? Expression of love towards self is self-love. Maybe we say I love you to ourselves or I love myself. We may just tell it. But how many times do we really sit and do it? How many times do we really feel it? Not much, not many times. So, this is something which is very critical and important. That is what I wanted to discuss today. I've been discussing this with a few people in the recent past. I won't say few, many people in the recent past, especially people who reach out to me for help regarding what's happening in their personal life, what they're going through, and what are the challenges they have. And when I start talking to them, in my interaction, I don't focus more on the problem at hand per se, because I work on emotions. I try to work on emotions, and that's my approach because I believe in any problem becoming a problem or we approaching it as a problem because of the emotions that are involved. So, uh, so we are not able to deal with emotions. That's the reason they become problems. So when I discuss with people, I hear statements like my boss doesn't respect me, my parents don't understand me, my spouse doesn't care about me, I don't know what is happening. These are the things I hear. And when I go deep and try to understand, I explore with them, I ask them, why do you think so? What's happening? How are you feeling? They say things like, my partner doesn't value me, my partner doesn't care about me. These are the things I hear, and that's a little uh, concerning. But then when we go deep and explore a little further, I realize that um, they don't value themselves. They don't appreciate themselves. They beat themselves up a lot. And when I talk about my clients, it's not just my clients. There are times when I myself do this to myself, knowing the fact that I should not be doing it. So, what exactly is happening? We don't value ourselves. We feel that we did something wrong. We did something bad. We did something not acceptable. And that's when things become very dicey. When I am not accepting myself, how can I expect someone else to accept me? Of course, it's not wrong to expect, but then when I myself cannot do it for myself, is there any point in expecting someone else to do? Maybe uh, there are exceptions, rare scenarios, rare circumstances where it's not good. Sorry, it's okay to expect. But then there are scenarios by and large in day to day life where I think we need to stand for ourselves. We need to help ourselves. We need to support ourselves. We need to be our own cheerleaders. And this is one area many of us probably don't uh, go deep into and try to understand. So that is why I took up this topic. And when I delve a little deep into it, I realized that this is not something that they have as a way of living, as a habit or as a pattern. Uh, Only for the recent past. This is something that they would have experienced since ages. They wouldn't have valued themselves. They wouldn't have appreciated themselves. They wouldn't like themselves. These are the things I realize in conversations, and that's when I had learned this from one of my mentors who said that expression of self love is very very important. So, how do we express self love? We need to reinforce it to ourselves that we love ourselves. And how do we do that? The same way we do it to other people, where we explicitly express our love by the simplest thing saying, I love you. When we do that, it actually reinforces. Some people say, I've been telling I love you many times. Why do you want me to tell that again and again? Probably here comes the same explanation that we give for motivation. Motivation doesn't last long, so does bathing. That's why it's advised every day. Similar is the expression of love. Though I feel inside, I know I'll stand by that person forever, I still need to express it to make it, to reinforce it. I may not have to physically tell I love you, but I need to express it in some way. So there are some families, some parents and children who don't explicitly express I love you, but their actions convey that. Every time they do something like that, it conveys. I know of a mentor of mine who is like what, 67 born. So maybe he's around 58 years old. His father is still alive. His father is 84 or 86, if I'm not wrong. He loves his father and his father loves him. And they don't tell each other, I love you, I love you. But they do things which easily conveys the other person that they love. And that is what I mean by expression of self-love. So if I'm doing something explicitly to reinforce my love towards myself, that can be a part of self-love. It doesn't mean just telling I love you. Every time something happens, something wrong happens, what do I tell myself? Do I say, shit, man, why are you like this? Why did you do this? How could you mess up? Why are you always like this? Why don't you take things seriously? Why are you always messing things up? If this is the conversation I have with myself, that's definitely against self love. But if something wrong happens, of course, I won't say I'll immediately tell support myself, but if I'm able to take a stand to myself and say, hey, I screwed up and that's okay, let me improve, that becomes a part of self love. Do I stand by myself? Do I cheer for myself? There is nobody supporting me when there are tough times, when there is a challenging situation. Do I tell myself, hey, man, you can do it? Come on, let's do it. I am there with you. Do we have that kind of talk? And I'm not telling this is compulsory. There are people who are confident in nature. That's different. There are people who don't have such conversations and succeed. But by and large, I think this is one way we need to reinforce love towards ourselves. Do we stand by ourselves? Do we are we our own companions? Do we support ourselves? Do we appreciate ourselves? There are people who reward themselves for something good that happens. And that's a great way of expression of self-love. One of the things I suggest, this is again suggested by my mentor. He's the one who gave this idea to me, and I take it forward. When I talk to people, when they're experiencing something like this, tough time, family not supporting, they not getting a job and stuff, when we go deep inside and explore, we realize that they have been harsh on themselves. Recently, I was talking to another friend of mine who is from a very big institute. She has done her master's from a very big, renowned institute, the top institutes. You know what I'm referring, and she's 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 looking out for marriage as well. She's searching for a job now. The challenge is not her not getting a job. The challenge is how she treats herself. She has been beating herself up every now and then. She has been critical on herself. She has been harsh on herself. And because of that, her self love has gone a lot down. She's not able to stand for herself. She feels uh, that she doesn't have support. And honestly, it's because she's not supporting herself. So when such things happen, it becomes very, very tough. So one of the solutions I was sharing with her, one of the suggestions I was giving her was her to express self-love towards herself. And she was like, how does that work? I told, since you don't have any idea of it and you have not practiced it, maybe never in life, I said, the procedure is very simple. And this is what I told her. And this is what I would advise each of you seeing this video to try it out. Please go stand in front of the mirror and just tell yourself, I love you 20 times. Why I'm not telling one time is because one time is like it just happens in a jiffy and you just come out. But I want you to stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself, I love you 20 times. Now, when you're doing it for the first time, it may get uncomfortable. You may feel very odd. You may feel very awkward, but please do it. Do it. Give it a shot. And slowly, over a period of time, things will change. I don't want to tell what happens, but for someone who really wants to try it, you really want to turn things around in your own life, you want to stand by yourself, stand for yourself, please start doing self love. One of the best things you can try, just stand in front of the mirror, do it 20 times in the morning, do it 20 times in the afternoon, do it 20 times in the evening, do it 20 times in the night. Telling I love you to yourself will not take more than 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes maximum. I love you. So when you start doing it, initially it's mechanical. It's just as a task where you put a tick mark that you do. But when you do it consistently, just see you're telling 20 times I love you one time in a day and multiply that by 4 times, it is 80 times in a day. And if you do this for 30 days, 80 into 30, 2,400 times. Can you see the impact of 2,400 I love yous to yourself? Massive. You can't imagine the benefits of it. I'm telling you, try it before you write this off. Second, when you start doing it initially, it becomes mechanical. It is mechanical, but I told you, right? Over a period of time, things start changing. It starts shifting and your expressions change. You feel nice about yourself. You feel very joyful. You feel that love. I still do it. And I don't do it like 20 times into four or anything like that. That's only to make it a habit. But even to this day, when I stand in front of the mirror and I tell myself, I love you, man. I love you. I feel it. And it's an amazing feeling, by the way. So, this is one topic I just wanted to cover today, the topic about self love. Maybe we'll bring this up in a deeper uh, perspective next time in one of my videos. But for now, please explore about this, think about this, and see if it can really make a difference in your life. Give it a shot. Probably you can drop in the comments to share if you tried it out and if it was any of any use to you. This is me, Sam, signing off from today's video. Till we meet again tomorrow. Love you all. Thank you. See you. Take care and bye bye.